Hello, this is Mike from Dimensional Walking, and today I want to do a video on aliens among us in an inactive view state, as I call it. And this is we talk about aliens that, have been among us. I've written about it before. I've did some videos on it. One of the videos I did, and you can see it on this channel, is about restaurants, about aliens and beings that you see when you're sitting eating dinner or eating breakfast or eating lunch. And it's happened to me several times, and it's happened to people that were with me several times. So, anyways, if you want to see some more about this, you can go and see it, my personal experiences. Anyways, this was really this right now is we're going to talk about some of the theories, and we're going to talk about some other people's experiences in this invisible alien world, which I do believe does exist. So, anyways, let's get into it. Um, so there is these theories, and one of the theories is this extra dimensional beings. And these are where these aliens or these beings come from other dimensions, and they kind of slide in and slide out of our three-dimensional um, dimension. And so they come and they come and they go, and sometimes we see them, sometimes we don't. Next one is the energy-based life forms. And it's been discussed that some of these aliens are composed of pure energy, undetectable by our standard senses, and they can influence electronics. They can cause other unexplained phenomena. Okay, so that's another theory. So then we have the theory called advanced cloaking technology. This is where they use these high tech ways to manipulate light and other wavelengths to render them invisible to our perception. Now, with that said, as you probably know, we have started using that in the last 5 to 10 years with our stealth bombers and other things that are we make into these stealth things by having kind of mirrors or kind of angles or whatever to bend the light basically so they can't be seen. So they probably were the first ones, and they probably still use some of that technology. I know that Sasquatch uses it too, many times to become almost invisible in the woods or whatever when they're kind of looking and watching humans. And they also are among us. Okay. That's a whole nother subject. And then this last thing, it's called microscopic aliens. These are like tiny, tiny, tiny alien type entities. And I guess in our case, it'd be sort of like bacteria or viruses, but not actual aliens that are so small that they cannot be detected by the normal eye. You probably have to have a microscope or a magnifying glass or something to actually see these type of alien entities. Okay. Now, with that said, let's talk about some experiences other people have had that leads them to believe that these aliens are invisible and are among them. Okay, so we'll go through some of these. The first one is, we'll call it the Watcher. So this was a lady named Sarah from Oregon who claims that she felt this constant presence in her home, accompanied by cold chills and flickering lights. But she had contributed to a benevolent alien observer. Okay. And then there's this next one. It's called The Dream Guide. It's a guy named John from Texas, and he kind of narrates his talks about his vivid dreams that where they are translucent figures offering him this guidance and solutions to his life problems. He believes that this entity is an interdimensional being, okay? Invisible, though. And then we have we'll call it the tech tinkerers. And this is a group of tech people who reported experience these device malfunctions, self-repairing gadgets, meaning these things actually self-repaired themselves. And they're, you know, attributing this to playful aliens that are tinkering with them or messing with them. But this apparently was a big deal in this group of tech people. And then the next one, number four, is something called the Unexplained Healer. So there was this woman named Maria. She's from Brazil, And she recounts recovering from chronic illness after feeling an unseen hand manipulating her energy during meditation. Okay. And she believes it was from an alien healing touch. Okay. Then we have the forest communicators. This is kind of a group of hikers from the Pacific Northwest. That's where we live. Claim that they received these telepathic messages uh, during their hike or during hikes they had, attributing them to invisible alien forest guardians. Okay, watching over them. Okay, now I think it could be aliens. Yes, it could be, but I also think it could be Sasquatch. That's just a little side comment, um, because Sasquatch will telepath. And a lot of times they help hikers out of trouble. They found children, etc. But again, that's another subject, and we talk about that in some of our other videos. Then the next one was a language of the light. Um, and this is a linguist studying ancient texts, uh, deciphered hidden symbols that, when projected with specific light frequencies, allegedly triggered responses from unseen alien entities. Okay, do you get that? So here was something that there's symbols and then light frequencies, reflecting off of them, apparently triggered invisible aliens basically around them to respond to these things. Okay, you got it? And then we have what we call the time travelers. So, a research team in investigating temporal anomalies reports encountering cloaked figures manipulating time streams, leaving behind cryptic symbols at historic sites. Again, invisible beings. And then we have artistic muse aliens. So there was this struggling artist, and he suddenly got bursts of this inspiration to create uh, really intricate paintings, convinced that he was guided by invisible aliens from another world. Okay. Now, I've heard about artists having inspiration. Maybe they meditated, maybe they were just sitting there and suddenly stuff popped into their head and they never figured out where it came from. It was just some unbelievable information that they converted that information into artwork. And I've seen it, it's quite incredible. And they have no clue where suddenly this came from. So, again, some invisible type influence. Okay, so one of the things is first there's ufology, just straight ufology. So this is again my own personal experiences. During my 1,500 interviews that I've done over my lifetime with uh, abductees and contactees, several of them described, again, these are UFO type things, describe the occupants as being cloaked or invisible. Meaning, when they were, if it's an abductee, if they were taken into a ship, a lot of times they would get into this room and basically there was nobody there, but there was this feeling that something was there, and there was also kind of a telepath communication to them. So, and they also said that a lot of times these entities would go in and out of visibility, meaning that they would be there 1 minute and then they'd be gone. So, anyway, so what do you think? You think invisible alien beings are among us? I think they are. But if you've had any similar type of experiences, I really appreciate to either comment here or send us an email at dimensionalwalking@gmail.com. Appreciate it. We'll see you. Bye bye.